Well, howdy, fuckers, and welcome to this week's episode of the Western Grunge Tape Deck. This week's episode is brought to you by gas station breakfast burritos. You never know, are they going to be good or is it going to be terrible? Gas station boner pills, because you never know. And bad decisions, as always. Maybe the Molson Coors Brewing Company. We're still waiting on a letter back, and they haven't sent us a cease and desist yet. So as long as they haven't, I'm going to keep saying it. We're sponsored by Molson Coors. This week we got a very special episode. We wanted to do an album that's no longer available on streaming. So Gage and we couldn't handle doing this by ourselves, so we had to call in the help of an expert. He comes with a beautiful mustache. Y'all know him very well, Mr. Trevor Foley.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's good to be here. That is for
Damn it.
sure.
I couldn't get to it quick enough. Fuck!
Oh, drum roll.
There we go. We found it.
Well, welcome to the shit show.
Yeah,
Oh.
Thank you.
No, this has been a long time coming. We wanted to get Trevor as a part of the team for a while. We finally convinced him. So
Right on.
I believe we're calling this series Lost Media.
Mm-hmm.
And we're coming out swinging with it. We're talking about one that a lot of people have forgotten that existed. You know, I don't even know if it was ever on streaming platforms, to be honest with you.
Or if people even know that it exists, because it's never talked about.
Right, because I mean,
no, it's not.
I happened onto this album by accident. Kendall and I went to a record show, and we were like walking through some of the booths, looking at stuff, and this guy was like, "Oh, hey, are you a Ragweed fan?" Because I had like a cross Canadian Ragweed hat on. I was like, "Oh, I love Ragweed." He's like, "Well, do you know Cody's like solo project?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah." And he goes, "I got something that you're gonna be interested in that's really rare and hard to find." I said, "Okay." And next thing I know, he pulled out this album. I was like, "I've never even heard of this man," but I went ahead and bought it, because it's Cody Cannon The Departed. And so I went into it the first time I listened to it completely blind. I didn't know what to expect. I was really like shocked, because it definitely ain't Ragweed, and this is definitely not what we've come to know The Departed as. So
Yeah, and I think this is like following, let's see, when was it put out? 2012.
right,
And I don't remember exactly when the Ragweed breakup was. I believe it had to have been
2010.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was like 08 or 10. But I think this is like the first thing that he did after The Departed, or after Ragweed.
This is Indian Land was the first project.
Yeah, but isn't that like just a big cover album? I'm pretty sure.
Correct. It's taking a look at a lot of different like classic Red Dirt, like classical Red Dirt songs. No, it's him covering a lot of Red Dirt songs, which is why that it's not on streaming. Is because it's essentially all covers, and sometimes that gets dicey. Now this, I have no idea why it's on streaming. The only reason I can think of is that Seth James sang half the songs, and then he left The Departed, to pursue his own adventures.
I want to say it was a label thing. I remember reading articles about it sometime when I was trying to find out what the record was. And I think it might be a label thing, but I don't know.
So we'll tell you what album now. We've like just vaguely talked about this album. The album is Adventus by The Departed.
I don't have my CD with me.
Yeah.
Go ahead. This is weird because we all know how Down the Hatch by the Damn Quails isn't on streaming platforms. Well, it's not on Apple Music. It's on Spotify. But you can go on iTunes and buy Down the Hatch. I just looked it up on iTunes, and this is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
go ahead.
Before we go too deep, Tracer, does yours have like the description as to why this is the cover photo?
Yes, I was actually getting ready to talk about that.
Good.
Then go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, so if you're watching on YouTube or you are watching on Spotify, you can see the cover. It shows a police officer with a bullet in his ear. And the story behind this is badass. It was shot by a photographer by Carl Dunn during a Led Zeppelin concert in Fort Worth. and Led Zeppelin had to crank the speakers up so loud that the cops were shoving bullets in their ears to use as earplugs, right? So that's why you got a cop standing there with a bullet in his ear. And so Led Zeppelin had the pictures for years and never did anything with them. They always thought they'd probably use it as an album cover, never did. Carl Dunn, this photographer, approached The Departed with this, and they used it as an album cover for this album.
Yeah, whenever I read that, I was like, "That is fucking badass."
I know you're just sitting there and you're like, man, maybe we should go back in time to that Led Zeppelin concert and do this ourselves.
Yeah.
Right?
That is what rock
I
and
also want
roll
to put
is.
out that I am a certified ball knower. I bought the song "Prayer for the Lonely" on iTunes years ago when it came out.
So another thing to talk about is this is not Cody Canada and The Departed, like they've come to be known. This is The Departed. Where him and Seth James split the songs and vocal tracks with backing each other up periodically throughout the tracks.
What I found really interesting too is like on the songs that Cody's on vocals and everything, it's Shan Can Music BMI. And then on ones that he's not, her name is not on there for the rights and everything. So that also got me wondering, was like, I wonder if that also had,
that probably
something to do
plays
with
into
it.
it. Yeah.
So looking at this album, I don't know how your guys' CDs look. But so we got the old school 30 Tigers logo, right?
Yep.
And then we have 36D Management, which was Shannon's management company for Ragweed, making the motor cars, a lot of those bands back in the day. And then this label, which is Underground Sound, is Shannon and Cody's record label.
Okay.
So I thought that was interesting to see, like, well, I mean, you got the whole walk down of it. You got 36D Management on the back. You got their record label, who paid for the recording, of course. And then you have 30 Tigers, who distributed it. So
that makes me wonder because, I mean, on here it says, 2012 Underground Sound, all rights reserved.
Right.
So it's one of those questions that will probably never be answered that I know we have for several different albums. It's like, well, if the record label itself owns the rights and everything, then what happened? And it just disappeared. It wasn't like and nobody, like Cody hasn't came out and said anything about it like Turnpike has with Bossier City.
It's definitely one of those albums that it's just gone from existence, and that's what we really, because everybody kind of knows about This Is Indian Land. Like that one is one of the ones that you hear and you're like, okay, everybody knows that. So everybody's heard a little bit of it. Somebody's played a copy of it. Everybody's went to YouTube and listened to Bossier City. Everybody's done it with Whiskey Myers and Road of Life. It's like those are all like forms of lost media, but this one really feels like it's lost. Like if you don't know it exists, you're not gonna find it.
Yeah, I called you because you called me whenever you bought yours. You were like, "Dude, check this out. Have you ever heard of this?" And I felt like I kind of like lowered your ego there, and I was like, "Oh yeah, like no fucking way."
Because like I think you were probably like the second or third person I'd called about it when I was like I'd gotten home from the record show drop, because that was the last time I had to drop Kendall off. That's how we ended up at that record show, was just killing time before I had to drop her off to fly back. And so I got home and I kind of started calling people. I'm like, hey, do you know anything about this? And everybody was like, no. I was like, all right. So I called Gage and I was like, dude, do you know anything about this? He's like, yeah, I remember that from when I was like 12, man. I'm like, he's like telling me all about it. And I was like, I thought I found like the holy grail, like only copy in existence. I'm about to be like a millionaire. I knew that wasn't the case, but it was starting to feel that way.
You wanted to hope so.
Yeah.
It was funny. Whenever I got this CD, I called Tracer. I was in like a game exchange and they had CDs in there and I found it. I was picking through a whole bunch. I had like a stack of CDs, like 20 of them. And I found that one. I was like, oh, I handed like half the CDs to my wife and then half to my mom. I was like, y'all hold these. I have to make a phone call. And I FaceTimed Tracer I was like, look what I just fucking found.
And if I remember,
so I was telling my wife about it. I was like, yeah, like Tracer was saying that this guy had a vinyl and it was so hard to find. It was so rare. I looked it up on Discogs and you can buy the CD for like $2. I was like, damn, I thought I was rich.
The vinyl sells for, well, it says for right at what I paid for it. I paid $60 for it, which is the most I've ever spent on a used record for sure. I don't know if we count this. I bought the Dwight Yoakam box set a few years ago. And that was 110, but it also came with 4 records and the book. So I don't know how we do that, but this was definitely the most I've spent. And it sells for about $60, so.
Yeah, no, I bought it right off their website.
Right.
And yeah, no, so when you guys sent the text out, was it Monday, I think? I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my CD player, look at it, looked all over, and I was like, motherfucker, I don't have the CD player. So I went on Amazon, I think, I don't know, Wednesday, ordered it right away, got it Saturday, listened to it last night, and I was like, shit.
Uh-oh. Trevor, I think we lost you. Lost your audio.
Trevor. Hey, we lost your audio, buddy.
Let's see.
Oh, there you got him back.
All right. Perfect. Where did we leave off? Where did you last?
You listened to it Saturday night.
Well, yes, I listened to it Saturday night, essentially. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be able to listen to it. I was kind of shitting bricks for a little bit. I'm like, fuck, I don't know how I'm going to listen to this. And yeah, no, it worked out real well. Listened to it Saturday night, and we're rolling now tonight.
Well, we're doing this the Sunday before the Super Bowl. It's the recording, and I know we're all football fans in here. I'm a Dallas Disappointments fan. Gage is a Bears fan. I think Trevor's a Vikings fan.
I am a Vikings fan.
Yeah. So, boys, who's gonna win the Super Bowl?
New England is. I see. Like, I also do really love New England. That's what you get for being a Vikings fan. Randy Moss going over to New England.
That's fair.
You're like, fuck.
Y'all have won enough. Give somebody else a chance to win.
Guess who was the worst franchise? One of the worst franchises in NFL history before Bill Belichick started or Robert Kraft bought the team.
Patriots.
New England. So I will bask in that, and I will tell that to every single person.
Not that
when they say that.
Not that we're a sports podcast by any means. We're gonna touch on the Bill Belichick thing. Dear
that
God,
pisses me off, man.
But go Seahawks. I'm rooting for the Seahawks.
I don't really care who wins it. I mean,
I'd be happy to win it.
I'd be happy with New England winning, but if the Seahawks win, I can't complain either.
Dude, I just hope for a good game. Just give me a good game.
That exactly.
I just hope the Seahawks don't try to pass it on the 1-yard line.
But going back to that point, what the fuck is the NFL Hall of Fame on? You have your 8-time Super Bowl winning head coach who created one of the greatest, most impactful dynasties that lasted 2 decades. And you're telling me he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer because of fucking, what was his name? Whatever that Alabama quarterback was that ended up sucking because he got 1 draft pick wrong. Brother, don't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's all, he's like, you got those guys that are like, oh, well, it's all Brady's success. Well, yeah.
But you know who sucked the first 3 years? I mean, yes, they won Super Bowls, but you know who sucked and who morphed him into the quarterback he was? Bill Belichick did. So,
and
it's they always those things.
They always say shit like, "Oh, well, he's a system quarterback." Is that a bad thing?
No, but if you want to win Super Bowls, you need to be a system quarterback. Otherwise, you're not going to win. Like, that's why Pat Mahomes is the fucking dude right now too, because he's in a good damn system with Andy Reid.
Exactly.
So, you know, this could be a hot take. What if Tom Brady leaving the Patriots to go to the Bucs ruined Bill Belichick's like look, as in, oh, Brady's what made him so successful because he went
it
off.
definitely
He went on
did.
to win another one. I just thought of that, and I was like, huh.
It definitely did. It did.
But I mean,
I think Brady had to do it to prove what a talented player he was.
And to go back to the coaches thing and everything, look at the Bears. Look at Caleb's rookie season, and then Ben Johnson coming in and taking that team to what they were this past year. It's like night and day difference.
Oh, it is. And I mean, I was scared about Ben Johnson. I'm like, I hope he doesn't shit the bed. Like, you know how offensive coordinators sometimes when they're hired, they're like they're a better coordinator than they are a head coach. But no, he's the real deal, I think.
Yeah. Us Bears fans have been through the absolute trenches. It's nice to have a breath of
the last time
air.
y'all won anything? Fucking Jay Cutler, man. You know how bad you are.
Jay Cutler is the greatest quarterback in Bears franchise history, and that is sad and sorry to say. Grant, I was a Jay Cutler fan.
Jay Cutler was awesome. I loved watching him ball,
dude. And it's insane to sit there and like watch back through his highlights and everything. And it's like, if he would have actually cared and put in the effort to actually play football, how insane he would have been. But he just didn't give a fuck.
No, but he's still slaying that rock so far. It's like, what the hell, man?
And he was an asshole. He was an arrogant piece of shit motherfucker. And I'm like,
you could just tell by the look of his face. You're like, that fuck again.
Yeah,
but
that's how every single time I hear or see Aaron Rodgers.
Oh God, you know me too.
Shit.
I mean, I guess now it's not so bad since he's not in the division, but
I have a core memory of this was like back before the Pat McAfee show was like really popular, and it was like when he was still just doing like the podcast. You had to like log onto a site and like to watch it. And I was sitting in class before it started, and I was watching it, and it was when Aaron Rodgers had turf toe during that 2020, it would have been the 2021 and 2022 season. 2021 season. He had turf toe. And he like put his foot up on camera and he's like, it fucking hurts. I don't understand why y'all make fun of this. It's a serious deal. And like his toe is like all bruised to hell.
Oh,
man. It's like a core memory of like I've loved Aaron Rodgers ever since then.
I think there was one, I think it was against the Bears, that comeback win was like 2018 or something, and he got hurt in the first half, and then after the game, you could tell his eyes were so glossy and glassy, and he was like, he's just high as a kite, and you could just tell he's like, yeah, man, I had such a good time playing, coming back and beating these guys in their own stadium, blah, 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 and I'm like, that dude got the good shit that night.
I didn't even know what planet he was on anymore. No. He just won the Super Bowl on Mars.
Yeah. And I think it was like a week 1 game too. It was just the craziest shit I've seen. But
yeah, I'll be the first one to say Aaron Rodgers is a part owner of the Chicago Bears. I'll admit it. As much as I hate to, you can't deny it. But yeah, I was definitely glad to see him get out of our division. And then
God, I know.
Whenever they were getting ready to play the Steelers this year, I was like, oh fuck yeah. Motherfucker gets hurt, and I was like, damn it. But also I didn't really want the Bears to play him because
no, I wouldn't have either.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
Well, now that we've tackled those topics, y'all want to get into the album?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so the first track off of this is called Worth the Fight.
Yep.
And Cody brings it out. He's on lead vocals, guitar heavy, in your face, ragweed-esque song. Just came out swinging, and it really sets a tone for this album that the first time you listen through, you're not expecting. Because you hear this first song, you're like, oh, hell yeah, brother, this is rock and roll at its finest.
Yeah.
And then the vibe changes in the next couple songs, and we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah. No, basically what I thought of this song is it's good riff, good guitar solo. This is like the pinnacle of what Cody Canada does. He's in his wheelhouse. And that's kind of where I was like, oh, hell yeah, this is a great opening track. it's gonna be a good album. And like like you said, there's a major shift that happens in the next couple songs. But
This is so funny. Maybe all three of us know ball.
yeah,
I think we might, because exactly what I have written down word for word is this is a ragweed song without the ragweed name.
yeah.
It's loud, it's rock and roll, all the guitar riffs just hit perfectly, hit the right spots, and yeah, great start to the album.
Well, then
And I
that
will
brings us.
say,
Go
I
ahead,
like
Trevor.
all the riffs on this record. All of them are good. And then, some stuff happens and like we will get to that.
Wow,
But
that's I'm kind of eager to hear
me too. Me too.
what all of y'all's thoughts are, because
So
me personally, I was a big fan of
I
this.
think it's a great album.
It's a good album.
I have very little negative to say about this album, outside of some track placement stuff. Um, but
Okay.
I thought the album itself was phenomenal. Um, but the next one is Burden. And it's our introduction to Seth James
Mhm.
on lead vocals. And it definitely, I had it right. What I had written down is it tones it down with a more country-esque song. Um, very, almost a gothic approach to the song in a sense. Um, Great song, very well written. Swing me from the gallows so I don't have to live with goodbye. That's a fucking line, bud.
It's a good line.
It's a fucking line.
Um I put good song, nothing particularly great. Like to me, when you have a song that's swinging as much as the first one, and then you kind of take a step back, like I get it. I get you want your records to have variety and have it vary, but when you have that punch in the face of a first song and then you take a real big step back for your second song, took me out a little bit. Like if this was placed maybe in the middle of the record, I'd be like, good stuff. None of these songs I think are particularly bad, but I was talking to Tracer about this when you were off for a little bit. I said I like Seth James. I like the music that he does, but to me, this feels like Michael McDonald and the Doobie Brothers type of thing. And come at me for that, but that's kind of how I feel Seth James is with The Departed here. It's good
I
for what it
think
is, but it feels out of place.
And I think a lot of that just has to do because, like, I thought the same at first, but I was like, is this also just a more of like a recency bias because we're so used to Cody Canada and The Departed that it's just
Right.
The
Which it could
Departed?
be that.
Yeah.
Well, this brings up a good time to talk about this. And I haven't had the opportunity to listen to it yet, and I'll send it to you guys when we get done here. But I went down the rabbit hole because I was trying to find the answer to the question we asked at the beginning. Why is this not streaming? Like, why is this album essentially lost to time? And so I was essentially sorting through a lot of like old articles about the album, some from Saving Country Music, some from like some websites I never heard of that were I guess were popular in the early 20 teens doing music reviews and stuff like that. Um, but happening down the rabbit hole, I found this out thing that was like a list of every album Cody Canada's ever been featured on.
Mhm.
And there's an album out there called Jeremy Plato and The Departed. It's available on streaming that you never heard of because it doesn't come up under The Departed. It only
Right.
comes up when you type in Jeremy Plato. Um, so I think that maybe like having Seth James on this record is essentially like that. It's like just letting a different guy be a front man for a little bit. But I'm excited to go listen to the Jeremy Plato one. And see what that one's all about.
Yeah, that might be good.
I don't know if I randomly found that one time or if I talked about it with somebody at one point in time, but I do remember seeing that Plato had like his own quote unquote
Yeah.
Right.
album.
Well,
Because
then you
it
got to
sounds familiar to me also.
it didn't to me. I was walking in, I was like, I've never heard of this before. But then
Right.
you also got to remember, you have Cross Rags and Young, um, that also plays under yes, uh, So you can always there's a lot of different rabbit holes you can go down with, especially with ragweed, when you start breaking down each band member and seeing what they've done. Apart from ragweed, I guess how you want to put it.
Yeah. Anyways, back on track.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Don't let it happen again, please.
You're fired.
A song titled
"This is The Apprentice."
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna end here.
Yeah,
sorry.
Thanks for listening.
Tracy, go ahead
and
leave. But a song titled "Burden," like, to me, this is exactly how you would want it to sound instrumentally.
Oh yeah,
it's soft and heavy, and like at the right time it's soft, at the right time it's heavy, just on the ears, the mind, everything with it. And Cody, whenever he comes in and sings some of the other verses and everything, I thought their voices went extremely well together.
that would be my favorite part of the song, is when they kind of start coming in together, and it's like, oh, I see what you guys are doing there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gage.
The next track is "Prayer for the Lonely," and this is the first track I ever heard off of this album, and it again had to be right at the time of release because it was played all the time on the radio down here.
Okay.
And so ever since then, I've always been a fan of this song. I've loved it, and it's one of those that, you get a group of buddies like Tracer around and goes, "Hey, you want to see a deep cut?" And just show that.
Yes.
And people who know, they know. Like, yeah, I bought this on fucking iTunes back when you had to buy little iTunes $5 gift cards at Walmart and shit.
Yeah, I've been there.
Like, that's what I was asking. Yeah, I was asking for those at Christmas and birthdays and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And fun fact, I actually saw Seth James years ago live, and he played this one, and let me tell you, granted, also it was years ago, had to have been 2014, 15 maybe. His voice was fucking phenomenal. I need to go look up and see if he has if he's still doing music, his own stuff and whatnot.
He is. I looked him up today to see. Essentially, I was trying to find out where this album was at, if The Departed was the only one that claimed it, or if he was also claiming it. And he does not claim it. I don't know if he's done a re-recorded version of it on his own.
That could be another thing.
Yeah, I didn't make it that far.
Yeah, like with what Cody did with Soul Gravy.
Yeah.
Right.
Damn, I didn't think about that.
With Soul Gravy, outside of the covers, I believe Cody wrote all those songs himself, so he had after he bought the I don't know if he bought the rights back or the contract of the rights expired to it in 2022. I assume he bought them back because I would assume it'd be on like a 25-year term with it. And Soul Gravy came out in 2004, so 2022 would only been 18 years. And most of the time, I believe those contracts are 20 to 25 years, if they're not done in perpetuity.
Let me call Cody real quick and ask him.
Yeah.
Get Cody on the phone real quick. Trevor, you want to talk about Prayers for the Lonely?
Yeah. So the opening guitar, there's a few songs on here. They're mainly the Seth James songs where they're kind of like funky riffs, and I dig the shit out of that. Those are my favorite parts of his songs, are like when you hear that, and then the bass lines are pretty damn thick too. And I ain't got no complaints on this song. I think it just kind of fits nicely early on in the record.
So I love what they did. They really kind of went at it with like more of a blues sounding track. And the keys in the background was an extremely nice touch to the song. Really ties it together, and I think that's something that if you have Cody Canada on a project, you got to have some type of instrument in the background that ties it all together.
Yes.
But it's a very good song, very strong song with James on vocals. Like I said, this was my introduction to Seth James. I'd never heard of him before. And the first time I dropped the needle on it, I had to go to the cover and see what was going on, because I was like, this doesn't sound like Cody Canada.
You're like, what the fuck is this? This is not Cody. What the hell?
What the fuck
Who the fuck is this guy?
Jesus. Some compilation album? What the fuck?
I don't think it's Jesus.
Whoa. Real quick, we're at the 30 minute.
Real quick, I just want to point out, I love how Trevor is wearing a Mountain Dew shirt while drinking a Sprite.
You know what? I had a Mountain Dew earlier, okay? So I did my duties for the day. I didn't think about that either. I bought this after work, and I was like, I want something to drink. I need carbonation, but...
Well, real quick, we have a very special segment for everybody, if it works out. So I'm going to cut to our special guest here and let him take it away.
What's up, guys? This is Jack Dunker. This is my new single, God Sent Me a Devil, streaming on Western Grunge Radio.
Pulled up, the raven hand flown out behind her in a cigarette hang from her lips. Well, I never seen her wear dressing. I don't think she wear them high heels. She's still the prettiest thing I ever seen. As she downs another shot, puts her head down on my chest. As she downs another shot, puts her head down on my chest. 'Cause you know, God's supposed to send you an angel, but I think he sent me the pretty brown eyes and her dark black hair and the claws that she sung deep in my chest. Said the claws that she sung deep in my chest. Well, she don't live on a right side of town, and her home sits on 4 wheels. She's got a tattoo for mama, 3 roses on the inside of her arm. I said 3 roses on the inside of her arm. 'Cause you know, God's supposed to send you an angel, but I think he sent me devil instead, with the pretty man eyes and her dark black hair and the claws that she put deep in my chest, and the claws that she sung deep in my chest. Sent you an angel, but I think he sent me devil instead, with the pretty man eyes and her dark black hair
Oh, man, that was a good song. I hope y'all enjoyed it. That was our friend here on the podcast, Mr. Jack Dunker, with his new single, God Sent Me a Devil. Go stream that wherever you stream music at, and let's get back to the album.
See, next one that we have, Black Horse Mary. Instrumentally, listening through this song, you know, start to finish, whenever I got to this song, I thought that instrumentally it was probably going to be my favorite off the record. It just, all the real nice guitar riffs, start to finish, everything just seemed to flow perfectly. And yeah, I was a fan of it.
This is like the kind of the same as Worth the Fight for me. It's like a total Cody Canada takeover. Like, it's what you expect a song of his to be like. Heavy riffs, great chorus. I love the chorus on here. And it's just a song that it doesn't overstay its welcome. It is kind of firing on all cylinders, and you get what you came for. And that's a good fucking rock and roll song.
Yeah, no, I thought this song was great. So I'm gonna go ahead and give my hot take. Gage said this was a hot take a little bit earlier. And I'm okay with it being a hot take because I still hear it and see it. When I was listening to this song like the first time, like today I was listening to it play while I was doing my rankings of it, and I'm like, man, this sounds like something, but I can't quite put my finger on it, like what it sounds like, because it doesn't sound like Ragweed to me. It doesn't sound like The Departed, but it sounds like something. And after a while of sitting there, it clicked with me. It sounds like what Whiskey Myers was doing back in 2005 on The Road of Life. This very alt country, walking the fine line of like, this can be played on the rock stations, but this can also be played on the country stations. Like, it could go either way. And that's kind of the takeaway I took from this whole album, was that a lot of times the Cody songs are more rock and roll, and the Seth James songs have a little bit more country twang to them.
And my response to that was, what is ragweed?
Smells like country, tastes like rock and roll, baby.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, what I'm saying by comparing them to that Road of Life album is that the sound is more reminiscent of that Road of Life style album, as opposed to it being a Ragweed album.
I got it.
Okay.
If you think the album sounds similar, that's why they're lost media.
No.
Ooh,
Well,
that's a good take there, Gage. They're both lost media.
Yeah, they are. They are.
And both of them are in my possession too.
Yeah, yeah. I got. Do you have Road of Life, Trevor?
I do not.
You need to get Road of Life.
I do.
Now you can buy it on their website for $20 or $30. Back in the day,
yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, it was like a fucking $100.
Yeah, that's why I never bought it.
Yeah,
I had the CD. I had the CD of it for a long time. I don't know where that is now.
I paid $40 for my vinyl, I think.
Dude, I was so fucking pissed. I paid like $100 for it, and then a week or 2 weeks later, they marked it down to like 50 or something, and I about threw it out the fucking window. And I also ordered one of them where it was like, you know, the numbered and everything. Yeah. Well, it came in and it wasn't numbered, and I was traveling at the time, so I was like hardly ever home. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Who cares? I have the vinyl in my possession. If I want to, I'll just write some random number in there. Yeah. And see if somebody else gets one and they're like, wait, that's the same number as mine. Yours is fake. Mine is real.
Gage just wrote 420/69 or like 69 out of 420 on it. They're like, he's like, this is a special edition. Well, moving forward, this is where I had to flip the record at. This goes over to the B-side. This is a dual LP.
It's a long one.
Yeah, it is. Hard to find. You know, I'm looking at my notes here, and I really did myself a favor here. All I wrote about this one was Seth James on vocals. So I'm gonna go with this was probably not one of my more favorite songs off this album, because that's all I could come up to write for it.
Yeah, this is my least favorite song on the record by far. Not that it's bad, but I just something didn't connect with me on it. And I was just kind of sitting there and I was like, okay, that happened. What's the next song going to be?
Wow. This song had probably my longest notes. So, in consensus, both of y'all are wrong and I'm right. That's how it works.
It's not democracy.
As long as New England wins the Super Bowl, I'll let you have it.
This is a gauge off right here.
Yeah. Like, Trevor, you touched on it earlier with Seth James songs. Like, there's just funky tones and just everything is funky about it. And with this one, just how it starts out, just the funkness to it and everything.
I did enjoy that.
It hit that spot, that itch that I didn't know that itched, but needed itching. And again, just throughout this album, his vocals I've really enjoyed. And it also, I wrote down, this album reminds me of the early on with the Damn Quails of you have two basically front guys who were just song swapping throughout the entire album, and I'm a big fan of that.
I do like that too.
It's nice and kind of refreshing in a sense, and you also get, you know, you can not necessarily compare, but you can see this style of writing that Cody does, and then you can see the style that Seth James does. Each one are great, you know, and it's like we've mentioned throughout this, there's different, it's almost like it's different genres in a sense that they write, but it's the country and red dirt / rock and roll that, you know, bond so well together. And then the organ throughout this one really caught my ear and made me a big fan, and it made this song kind of like sound complete in whole. And yeah, I was a fan.
There's some
and
good
since both
organ
y'all were
and keys.
agreeing with me and nodding y'all's head, that tells me that I am right and y'all are wrong.
Nah, I'm getting your points, man. I get you. I get you.
Yeah, fuck you, Tracer.
Oh yeah, fuck Tracer.
It's just more it's not for me sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's like going from, again, I'll say the Doobie Brothers thing. It's like going from Tom Johnston to the rock and roll riffs, and then here's your Blue-Eyed Soul, Michael McDonald singing in the Doobie Brothers, and you're like, what the fuck is happening, man? You're like, I don't hate this, but like, what the fuck is happening?
All right, hold up. So, the Grammys are going on right now.
Okay.
As we record this, the Scammies, if you will. Turnpike, in the process of admission, got absolutely snubbed by not even getting a nomination.
Yep.
However, Jelly Roll's album, whatever it was, just beat out Tyler Childers'
Damn.
Snipe Hunter.
That doesn't surprise me.
Nice. Shout out Belly Roll.
Did any of us even know what the name of that Jelly Roll album is?
I didn't know he put out an album this year. Or
I
last year.
I thought it was a pile of crap he released in 2024.
Knowing the Grammys, it probably was. That
Probably.
Son of a Sinner one or whatever.
Yeah, where he's got like
be.
It's got the skull on it with the crown on it and all the like gold cracks in it.
Okay.
They have like 30 copies of it at my Walmart.
I don't know.
Anyways, back to talking about good music. Don't waste our time talking about that bullshit.
Next track is Hobo. And this is funny, because like Tracer on the last song, this is all I have written down. This is definitely a fun and catchy song melodically and lyrically.
Yeah. It's funny, because this was this might be my favorite track off of it because it's a song about a drifter. I'm a fucking sucker for songs like that. And like once the harmonica hit right away, I was
maybe
like,
you should go check
okay.
out "Lonesome Drifter" by Charlie Crockett.
Yeah, maybe you should. Maybe I should. Maybe that's what I'll listen to after this. But I just love songs like that, and it just kind of hit me right away. I was like, okay, I get what you're doing, and it's just like it reminds me of like the ragweed songs where it'd be like heavy rock and roll shit, and then it'd be just Cody, his guitar, and very stripped down, compared to the other songs, and I think that just kind of fits, and I like that's how all of his records are kind of sequenced, even in later Departed records. Like you have those heavy rock and roll stuff, and then you have those nice stripped down songs. So it was nice to go from all of these things to this at the almost halfway point.
I touched on that point recently with Memphis Key. And I never really like realized it until I was bullshitting with Trenton Fletcher one night. And Trenton was like walking me through like how he was gonna like track his album, right? Like where he was gonna put songs where. And he's talking about following the ragweed method. And so I went and listened to a lot of ragweed albums over the next couple of weeks. And like you said, they follow a pattern. It's like rock and roll, country, rock and roll. Just this acoustic song that's depressing as hell. And then right back into want to rock and roll. And they're going, Ray Wiley, Hubbard.
Hubbard.
Shout out Ray Wiley. I'm gonna talk about you later, Ray. I got a thing written down by Ray in here. Man, honestly, the way I look at this song is number one, there's nothing more American than a hobo, right?
A bald eagle, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, but when you
cold
think
beer on a Sunday afternoon,
right after church, 12 p.m.
But in my mind, when I think about Americana, I think about the Depression era. These guys with the little sacks thrown over their shoulders, hopping trains, hoboing it out because there was nothing else to do. And as much as I fear that's the life that's coming for us if this economy doesn't get any better in the next couple months, it's cool, right? And everybody loves a good good Americana song. And that's exactly as Trevor put it. That's what it's about. It's a drifter song. It's about just gonna pack my shit up and go, man. I thought Hobo was a great song.
Yeah.
But moving into the next one, the Flagpole. Cody comes back here, blows us away with his vocals, just fucking kills it like Cody does. I don't think he mentions. I was listening to this song and I was like, okay, I don't think he ever mentions a flagpole in it once. But this song is called Flagpole.
I can look for you.
Oh, I guess I do have the lyrics
in the CD. Yeah,
I do have the lyrics in front of me.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
Does he mention Flagpole?
I don't remember. I think he does.
Yes, he does.
Remember.
Tell me I'm your backbone. Run me up your flagpole.
Oh, I missed that.
What a line!
It's a good line too. I'm sad I missed that. Gotta go back and re-listen.
What's really cool is it's not even in the chorus. That's not a part of the chorus.
No, I was gonna say, isn't it like at the end of a verse or something like that?
Yeah. Pretty much like leading into the chorus.
Yeah. Almost. That's what I thought. I couldn't remember. Okay. Yeah, no, I like the song too. I don't have too much to add on to it. It's just a vintage Cody Canada song, which is what you're gonna hear me say a lot about Cody Canada. Like he's got a sound. He's not gonna change it for anyone. And if you think otherwise, basically it's a big fuck you. Like I'm gonna do what I want, So
fuck you and fuck Nashville.
Yeah,
I'm leaving Tennessee.
What's funny is we were just talking about Soul Gravy and how this is like a classic Cody Canada song.
Yep.
I was a huge fan of the song.
The song's so good.
Especially with the rawness like of his vocals. I feel like really stood out in this one. And it took me back to 2004 Soul Gravy. Like you could take this song and put it in Soul Gravy and it would fit.
It would.
Yeah, just an absolute ripping song all around. But that takes us halfway. Boys, I got a blind rank for y'all.
Ooh, lordy.
Ooh. This was thought of just on the spot. And I have a stack of CDs here. And I was looking at them. I was like, what can we do? So I'm going to let y'all blind rank them 1 through 5 and see how wrong y'all are. I mean, right y'all are. So go ahead, listeners, viewers at home, crack another beer, sit back, and listen/watch Tracer's absolute horrendous takes. Album number 1, Junkie Star, Ryan Bingham.
Put it at 3.
No matter what album is next, that's number 1 for me. Ryan Bingham is my fucking man. Like, nothing's gonna top. Unless there's another Ryan Bingham record on there, then I might get pissed. But that's my number 1 record.
3.
Joke's on you, all 5 are Ryan Bingham, actually.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Then
Next,
there's no wrong order.
Room to Breathe by Dolly Shine. And some non-ball knowers who don't know the album.
I'm trying to think what's on it.
I don't even know what's on it.
Should Have Known, Spinning My Wheels, Wait in the Rain, Walking to New Orleans. Great album. Phenomenal fucking album.
I'll put that one at 3. I'll put that one at as my 3.
I don't know what's coming next. If it was Walkabout, I would put it at probably 2 or 1. But this one, I think Walkabout's better. I'm gonna go number 4.
Okay. Next, Bart Crows. Finally.
Oh,
..
2.
2.
Confidently put that one at 2.
I think that's the 2 for me.
Okay, so Trevor, you have what, 4 and 5 left?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then Tracer, you have 1 and 5?
1 and 5, yeah.
All right. Charlie Robinson, Life of the Party.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'll put that at 4. I just love that. I love that record front to back.
Not knowing what's coming next. And I'm basing all this off on like how much I love the album, from that artist perspective, right? So obviously, I'm gonna have to go number 5 with this one. Whatever is coming next is my number 1.
And whatever's coming next is Trevor's 5.
Yeah, what's my 5?
Let me.
He's changing it right now. He's like, but pull out that Jelly Roll CD I bought.
I'm trying to
he's like,
I need to put this.
I'm trying to figure out what the name of it is.
Yeah, he's just digging for a CD right now, making me look like an idiot.
I'm guessing it's self-titled, which is kind of insane because I think this is his debut album. But Jason Aldean.
Oh, fuck you. Whoa, you went and dug for that one.
I did not. I pulled it out. I promise you. You would have heard me digging. But no. Great fucking album, by the way. Great album. I mean, you have Hicktown, Amarillo Sky, Why, Lonesome USA.
It's funny because
great album.
I don't. People, it's funny because people are like, man, that pop country stuff when I was younger, I really loved it. I fucking hated it then too. People are like, God, but you don't get it because you're not from the South. Every time I say motherfucker, I'm in the Midwest. I'm surrounded by fucking corn. That's all these motherfuckers listen to. And I just like, Hiptown's all right. But outside of that, I've never liked any of that late 2000s to the 2010 stuff. I can't do it.
So Kendall and I were talking today. I had to go buy a new pair of boots. I don't know if you saw my pair of boots the other day, but both of them were held together with duct tape. I was giving Blaze Foley energy. Little duct tape messiah,
Speaking
if
of
you know,
drifters.
Yeah, shout out Blaze Foley. You are missed. I hope they got good cheeseburgers and french fries up there, brother.
Damn right.
Anyways, so we're on the way we're going down to Bartlesville to get me a new pair of boots to wear for work. And we got on the topic of like, when did you lose interest in like the quote unquote pop country, the mainstream country? And I was like, I kind of always had an interest in like stuff that wasn't on the radio. But I really lost interest probably around like 2015, during a trip to Texas when I heard what was on their radio stations down there, where I was like,
you were just on the wrong radio station.
well, no, I mean, like, I lost interest in modern mainstream because I heard what was in Texas.
Good man. Good man.
And I'm like, you're hearing all this stuff, and there's probably a lot of Dolly Shine back then. Maybe some William Clark Green, because this would have been like 2014, 2015.
Right.
And then I remember I got my first truck, 16 years old, and Burning House by Cam was played relentlessly by
Great song.
Bobby Bones. Terrible song. Hate this song.
No, great song. Overplayed, yes. Great song.
They played it to the point I hated it. They played it to the point I hated it. It might be a good song now that I haven't heard it in a decade, but like hearing it back then. So that was when I begged my mom to get me Spotify, because I was like, Mom, I hear this song going to school, going to work, coming home from work. Like, I'm hearing this song 5 times a day. And so my mom finally cracked and let me get Spotify Premium. And then it was kind of like a weird roundabout way before I finally made it to Red Dirt and Texas Country.
Okay.
Went down some weird rabbit holes, as you do.
Wow.
So anyways, thank you all so much for listening. This has been my therapy
That was a good
session,
talk. No, it's funny because I listened to a lot of like classic rock and blues music when I was in that age. So like at one point that radio country, I was like, I'm not interested in this anymore. So I was rock radio, blues music, and then like a lot of the independent stuff that I've listened to for 15 years at this point, and a lot of punk, like your Luceros and stuff like that, like where you have the Americana alt country shit. That's what I listen to a lot. And people are like, have you always listened to this sad shit? I'm like, yeah, mostly. Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Welcome to my life.
As long as I can remember, yes.
Brendan and I, we were talking about like the early days, Jason Aldean and like Luke Bryan, and it's like genuinely some actually like good music. Like you can listen to it and not just be like, this fucking sucks. This is cringe.
Yeah.
And whenever we were driving to Waco for Boys from Oklahoma, Texas edition, we listened to like the first 3 or 4 Jason Aldean albums and was like, okay, so when did it just like flip a switch and just go south? And it went south very quick. And I'm gonna look up because we came to an agreement that it was around the year of, all right, come on now, let's scroll down. It was around like 2014, 2015.
Okay.
Because you had his debut self-titled, which is this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Relentless, which had like Johnny Cash, that song Johnny Cash on there. Laugh Until We Cried, which is absolute banger. If you don't like that song, then you just don't know good music.
Which one had Dirt Road Anthem on it?
That was My Kind of Party in 2010.
Yeah, I've had that.
And
I had
looking
that CD.
looking through that album and like listening through it whenever we did, you want to talk about a great album from beginning to end. And then after that, you had 2012 Night Train, which you kind of get more into the pop-ish back then, but it was still right in that fine line of like, it's catchy, it's not that bad.
I never listened to it. I'll be completely honest with you.
It's good. You should go check out like those first 5 albums from Jason Aldean and just go listen.
Yeah, I mean, like I always knew
obviously
like some of the
there's gonna be
singles,
songs
but-
throughout there that you're like, yeah, this fucking sucks. But there's a lot of them where it's like, damn, this is actually like a pretty good song.
I mean, I think it's the choice of writers that he had to, with the people that were credited with writing the songs, because I think if you look at them now,
Well,
the
Gage was
writing
talking about Amarillo Sky, and I'm pretty sure that was done by McBride and the Ride originally.
I think so.
Because I believe I have that one on cassette.
Interesting. Y'all remember Big and Rich, right?
Oh yeah,
I can't stand either
So-
of them.
It's John Rich, and then do y'all remember who Big was? Was his name Big Kenny?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Well, they wrote, along with some others, Hicktown, Amarillo Sky.
I knew they wrote Hicktown. That
what-
sounds familiar.
What song am I thinking of that McBride and the Ride did? It must be like Flyover States then.
Maybe. Great song, also.
That is a great song. It's probably one of his better ones.
Interesting.
I don't
I
know.
also wanted to
okay.
bring up just how fucking amazing early day Miranda Lambert was. I was just listening to this afternoon, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend
Classic.
album. Holy fuck. What a great album. Like, that is one that I will reach for. If I don't know what I want to listen to, I will reach for that every single time.
It's a
on the
good one
CD
to get you
player.
out of a funk.
Man, when I don't,
So good.
there's been 2 I've been reaching for lately when I don't know what I want to listen to. Number 1 has been Ryan Bingham's 2019 album.
I just listened to that the other day too.
Yeah, I've been listening to that one a lot. And then Kendall and I have been finding Roy D. Mercer CDs and listening to them. Do you guys know who Roy D. Mercer is?
Wasn't he like a rodeo clown?
No, he was a prank
No, he
caller on
wasn't?
Tulsa.
Huh.
He was a prank caller on Tulsa's radio station back in the 90s.
Okay.
And like he just calls these people up and like gives them the most insane scenario. Like one of my favorite ones is about a weenie dog. And like he calls up the pharmacist and he's like, "We left the house last night and our little weenie dog, he got into my Viagra because you didn't put the right cap on there. You put the easy to get off cap on there. And he had a hard on bigger than him. He went across the street and he was making relations with the German Shepherd." And you got this poor guy on the other end that's having to like listen to all this.
Yeah.
And this guy just busts up laughing. And he's like, I don't, and like Roy finally breaks character. But I mean, there's ones where he's like, "I'm going to come down there and open up a can of whoop ass on you," And another good one that he does is he calls a hotel that's by the Notre Dame in France.
Okay.
And he's
The
like,
Notre
"Yeah,
Dame?
we're, no, isn't it Notre Dame if you're in French?
I
In
don't
France?"
Whatever
I would assume.
helps you sleep at night is how I'll say.
I thought it was Notre Dame. I don't know. But anyways, he's like, "Yeah, we're coming up there for a Notre Dame Fighting Irish game." And like just does this insane bit with this poor fucking hotel worker.
I can probably assure you that the hotel worker was probably not poor.
Probably not.
No,
but,
probably not.
but just getting harassed by Roy D. Mercer, this jackass from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I do want to, though, kind of showboat a little bit. If you follow me
Okay.
on Twitter and Instagram, you've seen it. I haven't made a TikTok yet. I know, I'm slacking.
That's
But
fine.
all of the Dolly Shine CDs,
Walkabout song I'm jealous of.
I got all of them signed. Zach McGinn made a Instagram post, and I had never get on Instagram. One day I randomly get on there, and like posted 15 minutes ago, hey, going through the shop and found a couple CDs that are like still wrapped and everything. He goes, gonna start selling them. It was like one for $15, or if you want all four, $50. I was like, okay. Really, the only ones I knew about was Room to Breathe and the Walkabout album. The other two I've never really listened to. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I was like, I'll just buy all five. They're still sealed. That's cool to have, knowing that there's never going to be any more made. And he DMs me and was like, okay, cool. Do you want them still sealed or do you want them signed? And I was like, holy shit. I was like, yeah, fucking sign them all.
Yeah.
And I will say this EP, All In, listening through it, blown away. If you haven't listened to this EP, everybody listening and watching, this is your homework. Go listen to this. And one also really cool thing, Tracer, you'll enjoy this.
When the fuck did this podcast become giving out homework?
Since the
welcome
first
to the shit show.
day. Okay.
I guess I was sitting here thinking back to when we had Uncle Lucius on, and that one guy was like, "Hey, this is going to be an educational podcast," and just like hijacked it. He's out there teaching everybody math. So I guess we became educational after that.
Yeah, we're educators here.
Yeah. Do you know who Josh Serrato is?
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
6 Market Boulevard.
Yeah.
Now does all the producing and everything for Coetzel, and is also in Coetzel's band.
Okay.
Well, he co-produced this one, which I think this was the first Dolly Shine project made. It was pretty good. It has some really good songs on it. Other ones where I was kind of, okay.
Mm-hmm.
This one, Josh Serrato and Ben Hussey. Shout out to our buddy.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece of Ben's on it.
Yeah, and like Dangerous Love first track, co-wrote by Zach McGinn, Ben Hussey, and Red Shahan.
Okay.
So you already know you're coming out the gate swinging.
Yeah, you got good shit coming.
Yeah, and I think this one, Walkabout, was also Josh Serrato and Ben Hussey produced.
I know that Walkabout is probably the one I've listened to the most. I know I haven't. I was just looking at the EP when I was trying to remember the name of Walkabout, and I know I haven't touched the EP. But Walkabout has Rattlesnake on it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then also, for the people who don't know, Tracer and I found this out, I think it was during our interview with Wes Barlow, who nowadays any Dolly Shine show you go to, very good chance that he's your fiddle player. Fiddle player on Room to Breathe is Wes Hall, who is now Flatland's fiddle player.
Okay.
Flatland's fiddle player for, I think it was like on the Humble Folks record and their really early stuff, it was a female.
Mm-hmm.
No, and we were actually talking about Wesley Hall the other day, because somebody on TikTok was like, he's the greatest fiddle player out right now. And I was like, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, but I think we need to take a step back and look at some fiddle players outside of the Texas country region for one.
Yeah.
But for two, I mean, I'm not putting him above Nixie. I'm not putting him above, well, I'm taking a step back from the region. I'm not putting him above Philip Bowen. Sarah Farrell, when she gets to sawing on the fiddle, she's majestic.
I think she takes all those other than Nick's.
Yeah.
At that point.
You know what?
Which Braun brother plays fiddle? I always get them mixed up. Is it Cody?
Cody.
Yeah.
Cody
He was
Braun,
at Hangover
he's
Ball.
good.
He put on a seminar that night. He was hot on the fiddle that night.
You know, I'll say this. This could be a hot take. Seeing Wesley Hall live, seeing Wes Barlow live, seeing Nixie live, and then seeing videos of, like Philip Bowen, Sierra Farrell and stuff, I think Philip takes a crown on them all. Could be a hot take. I don't think Nixie's in the top 3.
I don't think it is.
I couldn't say you're wrong either.
Because you go see a Turnpike show, you go see Nixie on the fiddle. He's great. Don't get me wrong. I am no chance digging at him or anything. But every show, it's the same thing. He doesn't bust out some wild fiddle solo like he knows just all this random stuff.
Well, that's fair.
You look at Philip Bowen on TikTok or see videos of him live. That dude is everywhere. There's nothing that he probably plays. He could play a show in my backyard tonight. Go play in Tracer's backyard tomorrow night, and it probably won't even be the same. He could play the same song, but something in there's going to be different. And it almost seems like he's just like always having fun with it, always trying to learn something new, do something different. You don't want it to be a repetitive thing. And that's one thing I will say, again, this could be a hot take. Turnpike doesn't have a lot of those where they change up a lot of stuff. Like you go to a Turnpike concert, you know exactly. No, you don't know what the songs are going to be. But
you have a pretty good idea.
If you've seen them several times before, every song is going to sound like it did the last time. Granted, they do get better, but instrumentally and stuff, it all pretty much sounds the same.
No, I think that's a very good take. I mean, you bring up a really good point because we don't, unless you go and listen to Kyle Nix and the 38s, you don't see a lot of his experimentation stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are going to be scared away by that album because, well,
it's not Turnpike sounding.
Exactly. That's a great way of putting it. However, Philip, I mean, like you said, he can play whatever he wants, whenever he wants, however he wants to do it. So I don't think that's a bad take. I think genuinely you can say that's a good take.
If I had to put like top 3 fiddle players that I've seen live, number 1 would probably be, excuse me. Oh yeah.
There you go.
Wesley Hall. He would probably have to be my number 1. Number 2 would probably have to be Wes Barlow. And number 3 would be Nixie. Now, if I wanted like top 3 of just things that I've heard, be Philip Bowen, Wes Hall, and then probably Sierra Farrell.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm gonna throw another name out there because it just kind of popped into my mind, and she's really come into her own. Over the past year, Kinsey Sue Miracle on the fiddle for Wyatt Flores.
Kinsey too.
Yeah.
Also, one that I just thought of was I don't know how to say her last name. Julia
Graza.
Yes.
Graza, yeah.
She has been killing it.
I think her fiddle playing is better than some of her tunes, but
yeah.
Trevor put me on her version of Please, Please, Please.
That fucking cover is so fucking good. I love that. I listened to that.
Fucking amazing.
When that came out, I listened to that probably 5 or 6 times in a row. I'm like, I just like that song anyway. But then you add in the vocal harmonies on that. Fuck.
Harmonies really just sell it.
They really do. Yeah. Real good.
To get back on track, I almost kind of forgot that we were even doing an album review.
We were just bullshitting, okay?
I had to remind myself. I was like, are we still doing the album review or we finished that?
Yeah, that I was thinking, I was like, where the fuck's my phone? But yeah, anyway, coming back to it, go ahead, sit down, grab you a beer. I know all of y'all are laughing at Tracer's rankings and everything, putting Jason Aldean's album at number 1.
Oh, fuck you.
So we're going to have some fun with that. I love you, but fuck you.
Exactly. That's where I'm at right now. I know you went and switched that motherfucker. I know you did.
I swear on everything I didn't. That's why I put the Charlie Robinson CD like second to last and then had that Jason Aldean one last. But I was trying to open it because I didn't know if his first album was a self-titled album.
Right.
That's kind of weird to me.
Well, he's a weird duck.
Yeah, I mean,
Something
wearing
like
skinny flare jeans with boots. Anyways, cold hard fact.
He might be from Norman, Oklahoma. We don't know.
That's valid. That's valid. Track number 8 is Cold Hard Fact. And this was another song that whenever I was listening through and I was looking at the track list and I saw this, I was like, I think I know this song. This was another one that they played religiously on the radio, still do today. And to me, I think this one especially really slows the album down in a great way. It kind of just brings you back. Again, I'll touch on it. It's almost like Soul Gravy, like what you have with Flowers.
That's kind of what I was just thinking.
Yeah,
it reminds me
it
of
just
that.
brings you back down, but still you have those really deep, hard-hitting lyrics with just his acoustic guitar, and then you have that electric guitar and everything kind of like slide in at points. And yeah, I'm big fan. Love this one.
Yep. This and Hope are my favorite tracks off of this record. I like my Sad Bastard songs, and this is the perfect Sad Bastard song off of the record. If you want to sit and drink by yourself at night and cry yourself to sleep, this is the song you're going to put on off of this record.
Hey, and that's a cold hard fact right there.
That is a cold hard fact. See, that's what I was doing there.
He's been nailed it. Do that.
I should have done it whenever you said Jelly Roll won the fucking Grammy. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, damn, you shoulda. But yeah, this song smacked me in the fucking face. I really liked it.
So, Gage, I like that you brought up Flowers because it kind of made me take a step back and look at what I wrote down about it. But I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it because I still feel it. Obviously, like this is 2 years post Ragweed. The Departed's doing their thing. They got he's in this new band. And it sounds like Cody Canada, don't get me wrong, right? But to me, it doesn't sound like Ragweed Cody. But it also doesn't sound like the Departed Cody. Like it's kind of like this in between Cody where he's trying to find what's the next direction in my career. And it's very good. Like his vocals are amazing on it. But the first time listening to it, and you're kind of just taken back because you're like, huh, this is Cody, but it doesn't exactly sound like the Cody I know.
Right. Well, maybe that's like the cold hard fact of him writing the song. Like, no, literally, like not actually a joke. Like him writing the song and being like, fuck, everything I've known is
imposter syndrome,
not,
in a sense.
Yeah.
Well,
like he's like, it's not the same anymore. Like my band's done. Life's not the same. I have to live with these cold hard facts of life that just kind of beat you down. And
Well, and it had to have been weird to go from like you have one of the most successful bands in Red Dirt history to breaking up to starting over something new with one person from this band that you have. And you can't make the same songs, you can't make the same sounds, so you have to try something new, so it's a good point.
You want to know what's really funny that I forgot to bring up? So originally I only knew Prayer for the Lonely off this album.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that this was before Cody Canada and The Departed. Yeah. Because I knew Prayer for the Lonely, I knew the album cover and everything, but I didn't know Cody was even a part. So I'd tell people like, oh yeah, like I'm guessing this was Seth James' band. And then Cody joined, but it always like made it really weird to me of, well, if you had Cody join your band
why'd you leave your own band?
And now it's Cody, Plato, and Waldo. It's like, what the hell happened? But yeah, that's always been something that's always fucked with my mind.
So we'll go to the next one. I really like the next song. The next song is a sleeper song. It might be one of my favorites on the album. It's called Demons. And Trevor and Gage both talked about it already. but I love the funky, almost synth sounds they have at the beginning of the song. And then towards the end of it, it's not throughout this whole song, but towards the end of it, I really feel like James starts channeling his inner Ray Wiley Hubbard. Because he definitely shares some vocal characteristics with Ray towards the end of the song. I got really hung up on that word.
Sorry, Tracer. I don't mean to make fun of you.
Oh, it's all good.
We have our days.
And that's cold hard fact. We finally have a new running joke now for season 3.
Hey, cold hard. That's good. We got shit down now.
Well, Trevor, what'd you think, buddy?
Kind of like the other ones. I get what it's doing. It is good, but it's not for me. Is kind of what I kind of go through most of the Seth James songs. Like, I love the funkiness of all of the songs. Like, you can tell those are his riffs. Those are his. You can tell, like, those are the parts that he wrote. And when they kick in, I'm like, okay, this is one of his songs. I love that. And then he starts singing, and I'm just like, it's good, but it just, something about it just does not connect with me. And I don't know why. Maybe I need to like listen to the record more and more to finally have it kind of click for me. But the first listen through was not hard, but it would take me out a little bit.
I'm pretty much the same way with this song, and I do think it has to do with the mentality of like his songs aren't really hitting in a sense like Cody's are, but I think it's just because in our mind we're like, we all know the history, not necessarily all the history, but we know that this record is not easily accessible. And this is Cody Canada's first doing since Ragweed, at least with the full band.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And so whenever that comes on, you're like eager to listen, and then it gets to Seth and you're kind of like, all right, here's this other guy. Because I was doing the same thing throughout it too, and I was trying to just focus on the song itself, but I just couldn't get past that part. But to tie back in with this one, just the funky ass tones and grooves that come in, I think it's a great follow up from Cold Hard Fact.
Oh yeah. Well, it kind of gets you back into the record,
Yeah, exactly. And I really enjoyed Seth's his vocals in this one.
He's got good fucking vocals.
It seemed really like more gritty in this song than it did in any of the other previous songs, and I think that paired extremely well with the funky and groovy tones. Thank you for raising your hand, Tracer. I'll call on you now.
Oh, I have no idea. I just saw this button that said raise hand, so I clicked it.
I've always wondered that.
What would you like to ask?
Truth be told, I've always wondered what that does.
I just thought, I was like, well, now that like it just seems like a perfect time just to see what it does. I was like, do I have a soundboard?
There.
Sadly, there's no like the soundboard's only for the one who like starts it. Right. But yeah, dude, there's so many like different sounds on here, and you can upload different ones.
Okay.
So yeah, who knows? I might just upload a sound bit of Tracer being like, "What the fuck?" and just screaming it.
You know what? There you go. I think that's a good idea.
Or this is a absolutely terrible take. I need to upload that one.
Or that's a cold hard fact. We need that for the season. Yeah.
I'm gonna get on back on track real quick because I'm excited to talk about this next one.
Yeah.
Set It Free, right? I don't know how the listening experience was for you guys. But of course I was like blasting this on my stereo, and like the opening drums for the track, it's like bum bum bum, and like I could hear it in my skull. Like
No.
it was amazing. So it really set the tone for this song. Really enjoyed it. And then like we talked about Cody kind of changing up his vocals on a couple of the songs here. But he finds his typical pattern again.
Yep.
And it sounds like, okay, like this could be a ragweed song. This could be a Departed song. Like we're back to the Cody that we know now. But I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, no, and I think there's always a few songs where Cody just kind of lets it rip on the guitar in the middle of the song, and this is that song for this record. And I remember I was listening to it and I'm like, there he fucking is. He's just ripping on it and he doesn't give a fuck about it. Like he's like, I'm gonna crank it loud and I'm gonna play it loud, and yeah, that's what we get. And big fan of the song. I liked all of the Cody songs, of course, on this record, but this one's good good way to get back to what we think of Cody as of now, especially like in hindsight.
It was a good way to get back to Lukenbach, Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was.
Willie Whalen and the boys.
Yeah, and fuck Lukenbach. Drink with us.
Drink with us. So we did. I've been listening to a shit ton of Snyder here recently. But yeah, bless his soul. Something about this song, I mean, both of y'all touched on it, like it hit all the right spots. Lyrically, instrumentally, cleverly and witty written, with those just fun and funky riffs in between the verses and chorus. Like it's almost like Cody took a page out of Seth's book to just get something really funky on guitar and everything. And I mean, Seth plays guitar all throughout this album, lead, rhythm, baritone guitar, everything. So it could be Seth just ripping out a solo.
It could be.
Or something,
But I think there's a distinctive style of playing that Cody does that happens on this song where I know it's him versus...
Yeah, and like this one really had me wondering though, because like this had some really funky and groovy riffs that isn't really up Cody's sleeve or like playbook.
It's not.
So it makes me wonder if it was Cody, or if Cody was just kind of on the rhythm and then took leads at some parts, or if it was Seth with all the funkiness. No idea, but yeah, I was a huge fan.
It's just such a good song.
Yeah, and then next track, Better Get Right. This, listening to it, it was hard for me to get into it lyrically because the whole time I was just stomping my foot and bobbing my head. Like,
agreed.
To me, the instrumentals took over more than the lyricism and everything, and I just couldn't get over just like, that is a great song. I need to go back and listen to it, but to me, that is a song that I want to listen to when I just want noise. I just need something kind of in the background because it's catchy beat. Everything's catchy about it. I just could not hone in on the lyrics throughout the first listen.
Yeah, I noted on the guitar distortion on the solo in this song, and I think that's kind of a good, nice little bow on top of what the song is. To me, it's more of the sound of it versus I mean, at least how it's presented on this record. I think it's more of the sounds versus like, let's focus on the lyrics, but I don't know. I don't remember any of the lyrics either, because I was like you. I was like in the groove of the song, and I'm like, the song's fucking good. Like,
yeah.
I think you boys hit the nail on the head with talking about that, because I kind of have the same thought. The only other note that I have is that it gives very much the early 2010s vibe of alt country.
Yes.
Like this feels like that era of alt country. Dig it. So, but that leads us into the next song, 250,000 Things. And I was listening to it, and I was in the kitchen, and I was cleaning the dishes, getting ready to go and put them in the dishwasher, and I'm just kind of listening to it, and I'm like, wow, I wish I would have heard this, 10 years or almost 10 years ago when I was in high school. Maybe I would have thought about some stuff differently. And then I was like, yeah, this is just kind of what it is. Like, it's kind of a song for his boys where he's talking about, um, he's giving life advice to his boys is what he's doing. And then of course Willie comes in on the vocals at the end of the song. And I was like, yeah, that was 100% what he was doing. The message is very clear. And I can't speak for everybody here. But I turn to Cody now for a lot of things. That sounds weird to turn to a musician for a lot of things. But he made a speech at the end of Hangover Ball, that I really appreciated. About how we're at a hard time. But you know what? We got some good fucking music. We got some good people around us, and we're just gonna keep rocking and rolling. And I'll leave out the explicits and the political ranting he went on, because I mean he did, and I gotta agree with him on a lot of it.
Yep.
90% of it actually. But like I said, I feel now I turn to Cody and I'm like, not necessarily I'm taking life advice from you, Cody. Like, you've seen the world the way I want to see the world. Tell me how it is. Oh, what's that? Lighthouse Keeper. A wise man came to my door, told me I could go higher. Yeah, Cody's my wise man.
What's funny is Cody didn't even write that song.
Yeah,
I know.
I always go to Cody and like your BJ Barhams for life advice when it comes to that shit.
BJ's another good one. For sure.
Those are the two that I kind of gravitate towards. 10 years ago it would have been Cody, because I wasn't quite on the American Aquarium train at that time quite yet, not fully anyway. So I was full Cody, like, and this is like you said, one of those songs where you just kind of think. It's one of those introspective songs, which you don't get too much on this record from Cody. And this is the one, like all of his records have a song that kind of break up the rock and roll songs. And this is another one of those songs, but he also has one where there's just a shit ton of introspection. And that's this song.
Yeah. I've said it a couple times. This song is the Adventus version of Flowers to Soul Gravy.
Yep.
And like Tracer said, like you said, Trevor, like I look at Cody in the aspect of whenever I become a father one day, I want to be like him. I want to show and express as much love for my kids as he does. And this is just a beautiful tribute to that. There's, so many things to do in this world in one day in 24 hours. But to finally sit there and kind of take that step back and be like, you know what? I have a shit ton of stuff to do. I have 250,000 things to do. But today it's just you. And I was reading through all the like thank yous in the credits on this album, and Cody had mentioned that Dirks, because I believe Dirks is on Flowers and Soul Gravy. Dirks wanted Willie to actually be a part of this one, so I thought that was really, really cool. And I believe in that live album that Cody did, it was like some covers, some something. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like he brought out Dirks. I can't think of the name
with
of it.
McClure, or no, that's a different one. No.
That's
no, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, he did it live.
Some old, some new, maybe a cover or two.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
And it For those watching, it's that cover. It actually is on this album. That didn't dawn on me until just now, because thinking about it, I was like, I feel like I've heard this song before, but I didn't know where. And I listened to that album, and he had brought, Dirks has his Flowers. Well, now Willie has 250,000 Things. And it's really cool to have such like sentimental and like really deep, hard hitting written songs that you can be like, this is your song and this is your song. And of course, just Willie at the end, just going, dig it, people, is a perfect segue into the next track, which is nothing but instrumentals. Mark it wrong. And listening to it, I was like, okay, dig it, people. And it kind of like fades out. And then it goes into the next one. I'm like, just sitting there listening. I'm like, is all this one song? And I look at the credits and everything. And like on the CD and vinyl, it has all the lyrics and whatnot. And all it says on this one is just instrumental. It's like, damn, that's a pretty high nod and a pretty high praise to have your, who knows how old he was at the time, but just go dig it, people. And then it's 4 minutes of nothing but everybody just ripping.
Yeah, exactly. I just.
So,
go ahead.
Hold up. I'm down a
Hit the
rabbit
button.
hole right
Raise
now.
your damn hand.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Hey,
I
Andreas.
wonder if that pops up for the viewers.
I don't know. I hope so.
It'd be funny.
It'd be funny to find out.
Okay. So I was going down this rabbit hole because I was like, man, I feel like either Dirks or Willie has a Spotify, like that's their solo stuff, and it's Dirks, okay? And it's this album called Deep in the Heart, Big Songs for Little Texans Everywhere. It's a compilation album. And it's got everybody that you'd want. I've been working on the Railroad, Reckless Kelly, Big Rock Candy Mountain, Pat Green, then Cody Canada, and Dirks doing You Got a Friend in Me. And then you get down here to the end. I mean, there's a lot of like Randy Rogers, Jack Ingram, Aaron Watson, all those guys. But Deep in the Heart of Texas, it has Colt McCoy. Is that like Texas Longhorns legend Colt McCoy?
It is.
Like, did he step into the booth and was like, hey, I'm going to lay it down here real quick?
And see, I looked it up and I found what you were talking about.
Yeah.
And I saw it just before you said it. And I shit you not, this had to have been like within maybe the past month, maybe 2 months, that I saw something about Colt McCoy and Deep in the Heart of Texas. I don't know if it was on a commercial or something.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad you brought that up, because now I'm gonna have to go listen to it.
I wasn't gonna talk about it. I was like, oh, this is just gonna be for me. I'll go back and listen to it later. And then I got down there and I was like, Colt McCoy?
And you're like,
Texans quarterback Colt McCoy? Texas Longhorns quarterback Colt McCoy?
shit, yeah.
Does Drew Cooper ring a bell?
Yeah.
Because the name is so familiar. But I'm not looking at his songs. I'm not really recognizing anything. But there's a Please Come Home for Christmas, Drew Cooper, Cody Canada, and Dirks Canada.
I gotta listen to this one. This Land Is Your Land by Jason Boland, or sang by Jason Boland. Actually, I'm going to Discogs right now. I'm buying this on CD.
Dude, can we just talk about, where's it at? Or do we want to go into the last song before we
Gage,
really
we're
go
so
down
off
the rabbit hole?
We're so off topic. Just go with it.
Texas Music. This one is volume 2, and it was done by or sponsored, however you want to put it. Yeah, CD brought to you in part by Shinerbach.
That's
Texas
great.
And everything used to do a lot of albums like this, of just compilations. Like this has Ray Wiley Hubbard, Billy Joe Shaver, Ragweed, Slade Cleaves, Charlie Robinson, Hayes Carl, James McMurtry, Roger Krager. Just 18 different songs by 18 different artists. That used to be a staple. Bud Light has done a shit ton. and it's just Texas Music Magazine.
Man,
Like, they used to do these all the time. It's like, why don't we do that nowadays?
we need to bring that shit back.
Like,
Is what
just a
needs to happen.
compilation of a whole bunch of different artists of just one song of theirs.
Yeah.
And that's another really sleeper artist is Slade Cleaves that you never
He
hear
kicks
about.
ass. No.
That dude is insane.
I think he came out with a record, what was it? 3 years ago, I think it is now, and I'm like, why is nobody talking about this damn record? Like, it's one of the best records of the year. You need to be listening to it, and nothing but crickets.
There was one song. It was back whenever we were playing Music League. And for those of you that know, Music League. That was a lot of fun. But Voice of Midnight. Somebody submitted that by Slade Cleaves.
Man.
And I listened to that song religiously for months. And it really made me think of my life decisions, what's to come in the future. Like, that dude is severely underrated and
Great songwriter.
definitely needs to be talked about. It might have been you, Trevor, honestly, that submitted it. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't remember, but it sounds like something that I would submit.
Yeah. So there's everybody else's homework. Voice of Midnight by Slade Cleaves. You have to go listen to.
Listen to all of his records.
Yeah, just go listen to Slade Cleaves
just listen
for the next 3 days.
Listen to nothing else. You can take a break from whatever bullshit you're listening to, okay? I think that's what we're gonna do. Listen, just listen to him. That's all.
Tracy, you would really enjoy Slade Cleaves.
I'm gonna go listen to it. If both of you are recommending it, it's gotta be good.
My first thought is, in a sense, Hayes Carl.
Ooh,
style.
Yeah.
I'm a big Hayes Carl guy.
And I know it took you a little bit to finally get to Hayes Carl, and it was me pushing you there for a little bit.
It was a lot of things, and then when it was that album that came out 20 years ago last year, his 2005 album. I went and listened to it.
Great record.
Beaumont.
Yeah, Beaumont. I went and listened to that, and I was sitting there, and I was like, wow, man, Evan Felker sure has inspired this guy a lot. And then I had to set myself down for a second and go, wait, hold up. No, that's backwards.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah.
Anyway, back on topic.
Oh, this is what a way to end this album. Sweet Lord.
This is good.
Seth James is on vocals here. He's fucking marvelous. That's all you can say. It's a great song, great way to end the album. And it's a very fitting end to this album.
Yes. This is one of the only songs of his on this record where I was like, fuck yes. Like, this is the one where it actually connected the whole 5 minutes or whatever, however long the song is. I was grasped. I was being held onto that whole time. It was just claws right in, and it's like, I'm not going to let you go until the song's over. And I'm like, all right, deal. And because I think his vocals work best in a setup kind of like this. I don't know how I want to explain this. It's not operatic, but it's almost like choir-esque almost, I want to say. Like, it feels big and bold. It's one of those songs where you are listening to it and you know that he's just going out on all limbs to end this record. And usually I don't love songs of conviction like this unless it's old country gospel music, because that shit just kind of bores me if it's not that. But this kind of hits everything perfectly, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great way to end this album. And it really makes me wonder, how much say Cody had of sequencing this, because this is almost exactly like a ragweed record. Like, you just
Yes.
have a whole bunch of rock and roll, loud shit, and then, you kind of have your little mix-ups in between, and then just to bring it all back around full circle, where you have Worth the Fight starting out, and then Sweet Lord to end. Like, it's a great way to just slow it down after coming off the 5 minutes of 4 or 5 minutes of instrumentals of everybody just
Yes.
rocking, to this of just bringing you back down, makes you touch grass, connect with yourself spiritually and whatever you
Yep.
believe in. And yeah, great way to really just wrap it all up and finish it out.
So what were your guys' overall thoughts on this album?
I think it's a good record. I need to listen to it more because, like, like you've heard me about the Seth James songs. I get disconnected most of the time with his songs, but the last 2 songs of his on this record are hands down like my favorite ones of his off the record. But so maybe that means, like, if I listen through it again a handful of times, I'll be like, fuck yes, I'll be on board. But right now it's like it's a good record, and I wouldn't say it's anything more than a good record. All the Cody stuff is great. There's kind of like what we've been talking about, the sequencing of like what a Cody Canada record and Ragweed or The Departed would be. It's the same. It has all of those tendencies, and it has that formula of basically every record that he's put out. So that's always nice to have that. You're not going to get anything bad from Cody. So I'm like, this would probably be the one that I'll go back to the least out of everything. But does that make it a bad record? No, it's still good. That's kind of
really
my
cool.
final thoughts on it, like, it's a good record. Like, if I want to listen to something different, like something different from like The Departed and Ragweed stuff, I might throw this on every once in a while.
That's a good point, and I see where you're coming from. I Again, like I said, the only 2 songs, the one song that I knew for sure off this before I even played it was Prayer for the Lonely.
Mm-hmm.
And then after looking over it, Cold Hard Fact, other than that, I had no idea what to expect with this, and it honestly exceeded my expectations as to what I thought it was going to be. And this is one I definitely need to go back and listen to it,
Yes.
because after hearing some of y'all's thoughts on some of the songs, I was like, I need to go see if I hear that or feel that.
Right.
But I thought it was a great album, and is definitely one of those that, if I'm sitting here in the office or out in the garage fucking with something, like, I'll throw this CD on, because
Oh,
just start to finish, like we said, the sequencing of everything is pretty on par with what you want when sequencing an album.
To wrap up our thoughts here, I think it's it represents the times really well of what
yeah.
music was in and kind of what the era of what Red Dirt was in and Texas country was in for the time. Like, it kind of mixes everything. You can kind of hear everything kind of in there. And you get a lot of sounds that you've heard before and a lot of sounds you haven't heard before. And overall, I mean, like, this is a great album, and I think that people should go listen to it for sure. Should go buy a copy of it and listen to it. It's definitely worth the listen, and it's obviously very important to own it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's
I
something.
think, going off what you just said about the times that it was released with Red Dirt and Texas Country, like, this is a great blend of everything. You have Cody Canada within Red Dirt. You have Seth James, some of his songs sounding like prime Red Dirt songs. But then you also have both of them within multiple tracks of that Texas country and more country-esque. And it really showcases, the what's the word I'm looking for? Not versatility, but being able to
versatility.
Yeah, being able to have that rock and roll sounding song, and then to come back down and have your slower, more country sounding stuff, and both of them being very well at it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, just a few thoughts to wrap this all up is number one, physical media is very important, obviously. We're in an era of streaming and subscriptions. They can drop albums like that. They're just gone to the void, and you'll never hear them again. So I think it's always important to always have a physical copy of something laying around. We're finding that more and more with streaming services. This is just me fear mongering in you into forcing you to buy more merch and support your artists. But also putting a cold hard fact, like a gauge in front of you that you can no longer trust the big corporations and streaming.
Yeah, for sure. Well, before we wrap it up, bring back a segment that has only came back one time so far for season 3. 5 on repeat.
Ooh.
I'll go first.
Okay.
After this song was released, I made a tweet. I think either I made a tweet or I just told a couple buddies about it. Drayton Farley is one of the very few artists nowadays, and probably really ever, who has released a song that has, like, not made me sit there and be like, it's all right. Everything that I've listened to of Drayton's is top notch, top tier, fucking phenomenal. And it's insane how somebody can just keep releasing songs that are like that, of just really good all around. It's Carving of a Dove.
That song fucking wrecked me.
Fucked
when
me
it came
up.
out. I remember I was laying in my bed because what I do is, like, on Friday releases, I sit in my bed, I listen to everything that I want to listen to for about an hour, then I go to bed. I listened to that song 5 fucking times in a row, just bawling my eyes out, sitting in the dark, sitting in bed. I'm like, Jesus fuck, man.
It's so, like, it's a beautiful song, but it's so haunting, and, like, it's crazy.
I put a tweet out. I remember the night it came out. I said a good double feature is Carving of a Dove and then The Reckoning by Whiskey Myers.
Yes.
And I did that as soon as I did that the first time after I listened to the Drayton song, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, if you want to really ruin your day, do that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great song.
Oh, I'll go next. Crucified Son, Charlie Crockett.
Okay.
That's a great one. That they play that on the radio pretty frequently up here.
Do they? I like hearing that. Mine would be Benjamin Todd's single from December. Hell I Have is what that's just like. It's just the honky tonk outlaw attitude that people the funny thing is people are like, oh my god, you're an outlaw, blah blah blah, why don't you do more? And I'm like, it's just a fucking shtick, man. Like, he's doing a shtick. That's all there is to it. Yes. But people are failing to realize that it's just a shtick that Ben Todd's doing for an outlaw record that he's putting out. It's, like, it's just kind of funny to me that people kind of get hell-bent on it when it's not necessarily satire or a joke, but he's not taking it seriously by any means. And Shooter Jennings produced it, so I'm like, I'm a Shooter Jennings mega fan, so I'm gonna listen to everything that motherfucker touches. So
yeah,
great song.
My next one would be Kamikaze by Logan Ryan Band. I
Great
have been
album.
obsessed with that since released. Phenomenal fucking album. I'm excited to see what else comes out this year and how that's going to pair up because that is a great fucking album.
Yes.
This one is kind of fun. It's Somewhere Down in Texas, but it's the Flatland Cavalry cover.
Dude,
It's a
that
good
is so
cover,
good.
man.
I know,
So
like,
fucking good.
I was like, this song's perfect. You can't make it better. And Flatland's like, we're not making it better. We're doing it our
Yes.
way.
Yes.
Fuck. All right, Cleto,
Yeah.
you won.
That is one of those covers where it's like, if you're in the mood, it's not going to blow the original out of the water.
No.
But if you're in just that, because to me, Jason Bollins is more like slowed down and like more of a mellow mood. But if you're more in like the lovey type of mood, you're gonna want the Flatland version on.
Yes, you will.
What you got, Trevor?
All right. So my second one is I'm going to Raleigh this week for
Are you seeing
American
Shelby?
Aquarium. Yep, I'll be seeing Shelby.
Fuck yeah.
I missed her when she came up here. So I was pissed, and when she was announced for that, I was like, fuck yes. But I've been listening to all the openers. I do this every single year, but for the second one, I'll do an American Aquarium song. I've been listening to a lot of like stuff off of Burn, Flicker, Die. So Cape Fear River has been on repeat quite often. I just love that fucking song. I love that record. And if I want a rock and roll record that has the punk attitude, in your face kind of shit, I'm throwing that record on.
Dude, I love how BJ is so like, oh, I like you, or I like your record. I'm buying it. That's really the only artist I see that is like consistently buying physical media.
Yeah, especially in the independents. Like, you don't see many people talking about it, but BJ, he's talking about it all the fucking time. And you really love it because you're like, man, he is just a fanboy like we are. Like,
yeah, he's a fan first.
Yes, exactly. But yes, that's my second song, would be Cape Fear River.
My third one, courtesy and shout out to Tracer putting out a tweet of I need a cigarette. Little Bit Crazy by Blue Edmonton.
Okay.
I saw that tweet and I was like, I know the fucking song for this. And I posted it on there and then I listened to it and I was like, fuck. I forgot just how good Blue Edmonton is. And I'm so glad, so happy that he's back into making music and playing shows.
That EP he put out last year was great.
So that was one of my favorite EPs for the year, hands down. And I'm excited to go see him again because I saw him back when I was like early teen age. And from what I can remember, it was a phenomenal show. And here's Tracer yelling at Amos for fucking shit up.
Jesus,
leave it to Amos Moses.
I don't know if y'all saw, but he recently went to the doctor and had his surgery done. So he's feeling better now. We'll put it that way. Obviously, he just tried to climb the fucking blinds in here. But I remember that day, and I won't get into the conversation that caused me to tweet out I need a cigarette. But it was one of those conversations where you just wanted to bash your head against a wall because they weren't listening. Just like you're like, what you're telling me is not possible. Okay, like it can't happen. So, anyways, well, speaking of Mr. Amos Moses, I played it for him about 5 times throughout the course of his surgery. So give me Amos Moses by Jerry Lee Lewis, you know? It's his theme song. I got to play it for him. And he does love to hear it.
I bet he does.
Good kitty.
You know. My next song would be, again, another opener for next week. The Band of Heathens. I've been going through all their records, but a song that I always go back to and have been going back to is LA County Blues. I love that song. And it's just everything that's perfect about that band, I think, is that song. Like, if you want to show someone the Band of Heathens, you send them that song.
That is a good one.
You either send them that, and then right after you send them Hurricane.
Yes, you do. And then you send them all of the other hurricanes too.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, Gordy, I'll never forget during COVID, watching a live stream of Gordy and Parker McCollum sitting at a dining room table song swapping, and Gordy started playing LA County Blues, and Parker was singing like harmonies.
Man.
And it made me really hate that song because I know I'm never gonna get this on streaming platforms or anything.
Right.
But yeah. Yeah. Shout out Band of Heathens.
I fucking love that. I forgot how much I loved them when I've been listening through all their shit. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. My next one, Damaged Goods by Flatland Cavalry.
Ooh,
that one comes on and it just fucks me up. And I can't just listen to it once. I have to listen to it multiple times. It's like, oh, you're having a good day? Hey, let's playlist. Let's just go ahead and play Damaged Goods. And it's like, cool.
Okay, this one is Holy Roller by Uncle Lucius live at Green Hall.
Okay.
Green Hall record is phenomenal.
I listened to that, and I sat there because it came on. I was using my Spotify DJ the other day, and it came on, and I sat there and I said, "Why would anybody ever like if you knew that Uncle Lucius existed, and like you knew stuff like this was out there? Why the fuck would you ever want to listen to like some Morgan Wallen bullshit?
Yeah,
like
why would you?
Yeah, why would you? Like this is the Holy Roller just phenomenal, and then playing it live is fucking. I have to see them again. I love them so much. I miss those guys.
We got to get them back.
We do.
For another interview.
I need another math lesson.
Oh yeah. Framed by Chris Knight is the other one that I will do. Yes, it's off the record where he was on a record label, but it is his first record. And I do think it is a song that gets forgotten. And I just fucking love it. The hook of that song is so fucking good. And yes, you see Chris Knight is more of a not necessarily a melody writer, is not what he's known for nowadays. But back then he could write a melody to save someone's life. He was just so good at it. And I always catch myself listening to that song and toe tapping to that song. Great song. Chris Knight kicks ass, and I can't wait to see him also.
That entire first album, I bought it when I was in Nashville. We went to a used record and bookstore, and I found it for like $3.99 and bought it. And that's another one that's been just staying in the CD player.
It's a great good fucking record, album. Man. It's so good.
For the longest time, I thought Chris Knight actually committed murder.
From which
down the river.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. He just has so many of these, and he just writes them so well that it's like, I feel like this guy actually did these things, and is like now saying it. It's insane. That is hands down one of the greatest songwriters.
Yes,
and I will say that till the day I'm dead. He is
damn right
severely overlooked.
Yes, he is, and I missed him also last time he was up here, so I'm happy he's playing in Raleigh.
Was from that same record, real quick, The Hammer Going Down.
That's a great song.
That song.
I love the Joe Stam cover of it.
It was featured in a movie.
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't remember because I made a post. I listened to all Chris Knight albums and ranked them as to what my favorites were. And the actual co-writer of that song commented on there and said that it was featured in some movie. I can't remember what it is.
I can't remember what it was
but
either.
I need to go back and find it and then watch the movie. But you know what, to stay on the same topic, my last one, Enough Rope, but the Parker McCollum version.
You know, that's a great fucking cover.
It is, and I was very nervous whenever I saw it and started listening. I was like, you did not just take a Chris Knight cover
Right.
and do this to it. And then I listened and I was like, wow. The amount of people that you could have just brought to Chris Knight, huge. I know Chris is enjoying that check that's probably coming in.
Oh, he's
it.
getting a nice paycheck from that. That's for sure.
But Parker definitely did that song good justice.
My last one is one that's been on repeat for months now, and I just can't stop it. But da 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 da. Ringling Road, William Clark Green.
It's always a good time to listen to that song.
What's the saying, Tracer? You never finish.
You never leave the circus down on Ringling Road. Like once
No,
you're,
you
because like,
don't.
and I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast or not, but Kendall and I went and saw him for the 10-year anniversary of Ringling Road, and they get towards the end of the set, and they're doing like the encore stuff. He comes out and he plays West Texas in My Eye, and he changes the song for the last line to "That's not a tear in my eye, that's just Tulsa, Oklahoma in my eye," and everybody's cheering, the lights go down, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's over," and I'm still just standing there. And people are starting to walk out, and Kendall's kind of looking at me because I'm just standing there, and she's like, "Are you ready to go, or do you want to stay?" And then all of a sudden, you just see the lights flip back on, and it's like right back into Ringling Road. And I like turned to everybody that was around me, and I was like, "Welcome to Ringling Road. You never get to leave."
Yeah, it's like you never actually stop listening to Ringling Road. It's just you just pick up where you left off at the next time you see William Clark Green. Yeah, I forgot. Was it you or Fat White that said that?
We both said it.
There was some saying that one of y'all had said like last year, 2 years ago. They're like, yeah, Ringling Road really never ends. It's just until you see William Clark Green again.
Like,
yeah,
every time I hear it, like even like now after seeing it at Canes again, I'm immediately transported back to Pryor, Oklahoma, in a pasture, listening to it, going, "What am I witnessing?" You know?
Man, yeah.
What's your last song, Trevor?
Many people wish to write a song like that, and they always fucking fail. But my last song will be probably one of my go-to songs from last year. I haven't listened to it much this year so far, but "Eatin' Big Time" by Tyler Childers. Since we're gonna talk about the Grammys and him getting probably snubbed from every fucking thing, I'm gonna say that song. I love that song. It's a rocker. It's in your face. It's funny as shit. And it's everything that you want from Tyler Childers. Is you want him belting the vocals, and yeah, that's what it is, and it's a beautiful thing. And I do want to tell you a story of when I first listened to it. So you guys know I went to Poland, right? In July. I don't know.
No.
I posted a shit ton about it on Twitter and posted photos and shit. That's fine.
So sorry.
But I went there in the summer, and I knew the Tyler Childers record was coming out. And I'm like, motherfucker, how am I going to listen to this? I'm going to miss it on release day. But it was me and my brother, and we were on like a tour thing. And we were on a bus. And we were traveling. It was a traveling day. We weren't like, going to see shit. So we were sitting in a bus, and I was like, fuck yes. So the first time I ever listened to that record was on a bus in the middle of fucking nowhere in Poland, going from one church to another, because that's what Poland has, is a bunch of churches. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, I haven't heard Childers scream like this into a microphone maybe ever. And I was like, I'm in. And that's my memory of that record and that song. And I'll always think of being in Europe for that.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. It was beautiful.
Well, boys, I think it's about time we wrap this episode up.
Yes.
Trevor, thanks for hopping on and doing your first ever episode with us. It's been great to have you.
And thank you for inviting me.
I hope you'll be a more reoccurring character on this show.
Me too.
We got a lot of fun stuff planned up. Gage and I have been cooking up the most insane ideas possible.
Nice.
We got some good shit coming, especially at the next episode, so stay tuned for that. Shout out Jack Dunker? Jack.
Dunker, not
shout out Jack.
Quack, quack.
Quack, quack. Oh, no. For letting us use his song, God Sent Me a Devil. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Go stream it wherever you go stream music at. Oh, man.
What
love
do we
yourself.
eat this week?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Love yourself. Love somebody else. Take yourself out. Get yourself a good cheeseburger and a bunch of French fries in honor of Mr. Blaze Foley. Go stream some Duct Tape Messiah if you so desire. I love y'all and thank y'all so much for listening and supporting us. Have a great week.
Yeah, just like Tracer said, love yourself, love somebody else. Go make a stranger smile this week and enjoy the absolute shit out of that cheeseburger and French fries.
Please do.
That being said, I've had all I can handle. I hope you're happy now. Fuck the Grammys.